E lo... Scusa amico, che cosa sta diventando sta cosa troppo nude? Intendeva con noi, forse? Teorema di Pitagora, ok. No! Perché c'è sta cosa? Non mi fa leggere più. Si stai saltando troppo lei. Ok. Grazie della dritta. Quello era Ed, questo che schifo è? Ora non sapevo dove dobbiamo mettere il... è la luce. Ci manca l'ultimo libro che presumo sia lì. C'è qualcosa che non sto vedendo. Devo mettere seriamente a guardare tutte quante le cose. Ah, qua già ci abbiamo letto. È abbastanza... cioè uno si perde su queste cose perché ce ne sono troppi e non sai mai quale hai fatto e quale no. Anche perché i libri sembrano tutti uguali. Perché si è tolto il... Perché si è tolto il coso a caso? Ci si è tolto un libro a caso. E cosa devo guardare ancora? Ok, qua già ci abbiamo letto. Qua l'abbiamo letto già questo qui. Sono troppi e non so dire. Oh, ok. Sugli indiani. K, una L al contrario, due L al contrario. È un 7. Cioè, è proprio brutta sta cosa che il dialogo lo salti e non c'è il menu dei dialoghi passati. Penso di aver finito in queste cose qua. Cioè dovrei aver tecnicamente guardato ovunque. Mi servirebbe, mi sa, forse l'ultima l'ultima luce. Dovrebbe essere qui da qualche parte forse. Cioè sti libri che sono particolari. Ah già, questo l'abbiamo guardato. Scusami. Cioè ora lei gli è beccata, gli è arrivata la cotta a cazzo di cane? Eh sì, ecco. Ah, ok. Ah, ci servirebbe un codice. Oh no, di quante cifre? Ma cosa ci ha dato la... Scusami? Ha detto che qualcosa ci ha dato già la risposta. Non è vero. Non credo che abbiamo la risposta di quella cosa lì. Ah, ecco dove si devono mettere loro. Dove cazzo lo trovo l'ultimo? Ma perché... C'è troppo da guardare. E io non so se non ho guardato qualcosa. Qua ci abbiamo guardato. Questa non se la sono pensata molto bene, questa stanza. Ci abbiamo già guardato in questo. E là il bulbo già l'abbiamo preso che stava qua. E l'altra dove dovrebbe essere? Cioè non è semplice andare a prendere l'unica cosa che presumibilmente mi sono mancato, ma non è che c'è qualcosa che io posso... Cioè mi può dare una cosa per la serratura. Lights to the book, ma non c'è scritto una password. E questa è l'altra unica cosa strana che c'è. Ma non mi fa interagire con niente. Non ho idea. Cioè, dove la dovrei trovare la password? Ah, forse questi? 1, 2, blu. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. E non è che ci sia una password vera e propria in questo. Manca pure il 7. Ah, 6, 3, 2, 4, 1, 6. Ok. 415. Ok. E la cosa dovrebbe essere qua dentro, la luce, sicuro. Ok. Sheldrake 5.
Sheldrake 5?
Ok.
I think I saw the rest of his collection somewhere.
Yeah, I think it was somewhere around.
Let's go take a look.
Ma perché fate gli idioti adesso? Lo sapete dov'è?
Sheldrake.
Have you heard of him? Sheldrake, I mean.
Yeah, Lotus told me about him.
There's a British biochemist named Sheldrake. He has a rather interesting theory, morphogenetic fields, which relies on the theory of morphic resonance.
Really?
Buonasera.
From Lotus, huh?
Well, Clover also said something to me about that stuff.
She did?
Yeah, what was it?
Gian sicuramente sarà occupato perché ancora non c'era su Discord, quindi può essere che arriva dopo.
The ability to access a morphogenetic field is affected by a couple of... The first is epiphany, and the other is danger.
That girl. I told her not to tell anyone.
Anche detto cane.
You did? Why?
Well,
Look, man, I didn't push it because we're in a hurry, but I'm kind of sick of this. How about you just tell me, okay?
tell you what?
Don't give me that. About the experiment.
Sì, Sofia, è un cane.
Ugh.
No, è un cane.
Very well, fine. I'll tell you everything, but not here. Let's move to the top floor.
Che stanza, però è brutta sta stanza, mamma mia.
I suppose I might as well start by telling you why I kept quiet, and why I made sure Clover did as well. To be honest, the explanation is quite simple. Zero told me not to. I had little choice. He didn't walk up and tell me, of course. He gave me a message engraved on a card.
That's a Braille card. It looks just like the one you showed us earlier. So you had two cards.
No, only one.
Huh? What do you mean? I thought that card just had some rules for the Nonary game.
Yes, it did. And those were the rules I read you. However, they were not the only thing on the card. There was something I didn't read. Well, perhaps I should say there was something I couldn't read.
And that was?
Tell no one of the events that took place 9 years ago. Tell, and I activate your sister's detonator. It's a threat on our lives.
Oh. Well, what about Clover? Did she get a message from Zero too?
I don't believe she did. But doesn't it strike you as strange that Zero would shut my mouth, but not hers?
Yeah.
To be on the safe side, however, I told her it was best not to tell anyone. Still, apparently she told you. That girl.
What's wrong with her telling me? I figured some stuff out with the things she told me. I mean, it looks like the whole activate her detonator thing was just a bluff.
Anche perché non poteva sapere se ne parlavano o meno, essendo insieme a loro.
She's prancing around downstairs happy as a clam now that you're back.
That's very true. I've decided I can trust you. I've decided to tell you the truth. The chance that Santa is Zero is very high. I feel I can assume Santa doesn't have the time to observe us at the moment. And at any rate, even if he were, I very much doubt he would kill us.
Why?
Clover told me about the four-leaf clover, about the words. If he knew about that, then he was in my group during the first experiment. I'm sure of it. He wouldn't kill us, no matter what the situation was.
Hey,
Yes, I know. You want to know what happened during the experiment.
yeah.
How much do you know?
Clover told me about...
I see. The morphogenetic
No,
field
tu
of the
non
experiments
vedi.
9 years prior. How the experiments had taken
basta.
place simultaneously at 2 locations, one being the ship and the other being a building in Nevada. And the girl that died during the experiment. She told you all that, did she? At any rate, I now know how much you've learned. All that remains for us to determine
Is who did this and why, right?
Yes.
Can you tell me what happened?
Yes. The people who organized the initial experiment were from a company called Cradle Pharmaceutical. There were 4 of them running the show. Gentaro Hongo, Nagisa Nijisaki, Teruaki Kubota.
Ecco, questi ultimi due presumibilmente sono o il capitano o il nono uomo. Il nono uomo presumibilmente non è, però è il capitano è il tizio che ha sostituito con Snake, cioè che è morto al posto di Snake.
Kagechika Musashido.
Ah, ce n'è un altro, ok.
Hongo was the CEO
Esatto, il
of
capitano
Cradle
e
Pharmaceuticals.
è Snake. Questo è Ace e forse questo è il nono uomo.
Nijisaki
Sì,
was his
è lui.
right-hand man
Ok, è lui.
and did the lion's share of the planning.
Li abbiamo tutti e 4. Infatti loro due si conoscevano per il fatto che lui gli aveva detto chi era.
Kubota led the company's research and development division. Musashido was their majority stockholder. It was these 4 people who planned the initial experiment. Let me simplify it for you. Hongo designed it, and Nijisaki put it all together. Kubota developed the technology required, and Musashido provided the cash.
So it's Hongo, Nijisaki, Kubota, Musashido.
Of course, more than 4 people were required to conduct an experiment of this scale. To that end, they organized a top-secret team to assist them with their research. All in all, they gathered 10 people or so. Those 10 completed their team, and they were able to begin the project. They named it the Nonary Project. The purpose of the experiment was to research the prospect of controlling a human mind through sheer will. The vessel, I suppose you could say, for this control was the morphogenetic field. Why did the glycerin suddenly begin to crystallize? Why did the crystal structure of EDT undergo a sudden change? Why did the rats improve their puzzle-solving skills with each generation? Experiments with humans produced the same results. The more people who knew the answer to a question, the more there were who could answer correctly without having seen the problem before. Why is that? How could it happen? The answer is that the shape of the answer has been stored in a field invisible to the naked eye, and through that field, the resonant event transmits information related to that answer. That's essentially the idea behind morphogenetic field.
But that's just a theory.
Can't bring yourself to believe it?
Yeah.
Let's say someone killed another person because the devil told them to do it. Whether the devil exists or not has no relevance to the murder. They believe the devil exists. Whether or not he does is immaterial.
So what matters here is that Hongo believed in the morphogenetic field.
That's right.
But I still don't get it. You said they wanted to figure out how to control people, right? That is what you were saying.
Yes.
So how are they going to do that with a morphogenetic field?
I'll keep it simple. Let's suppose 10,000 people have solved a certain problem. The chance of you knowing that answer, even if no one has told you, will go up. Let's have another example, shall we? Say 1 million people were to do a handstand right now. Tomorrow, the chances of you doing a handstand would be higher, even if you had heard nothing of this hypothetical mass handstanding. Mankind's thought process and actions are all part of a resonant event. All of the resonant events encoded in the fields are projected onto you. Of course, this assumes you believe in this theory. Do you follow so far?
Yeah.
Now, if there was a person who had the same effect as those millions of people, what would happen? If that one person were to do a handstand, other people would find themselves wanting to do handstands as well. Can you imagine what a person with powers like that would be able to do?
Come on, there's no way.
I'm not done. Imagine another scenario. Imagine another person. This is an ordinary person. Let's say he does a handstand. What if there was someone who could grab the resonant event he created by doing that and use it to make other people do handstands? What would happen then? A person who has the power to write to the field, and someone who can read from the same. You could think of them as the writer and the reader, or the transmitter and the receiver. What would the world be like if there were people with abilities like these?
So the transmitter's resonant event can be transmitted through the field and sent to the receiver. And then the transmitter can control the receiver however they wish. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes. Close enough, at least.
Come on, that's just crazy.
Well, if you want to prove that, then you'll have to test it first. At least, that was how they thought. That was why they decided to do their experiment.
Ma tecnicamente lo potevano fare con chiunque, non per forza con dei
That
bambini.
was how the Nonary project began. By the way, Junpei, have you ever heard of the Gansfeld experiment?
Yeah, that was an experiment in telepathy, right? You place a pair of subjects in separate rooms. Then you show one a picture and ask the other what they see.
Interesting. I'm impressed. Yes, that is exactly correct.
So, why did you bring up the Gansfeld?
Guarda come fa finta che se lo sapesse lui come cosa e non che l'ha studiato qualcun
It
altro.
was used to screen subjects for the Nonary project. The hospital in a remote town was affiliated with Cradle Pharmaceutical. Hongo used it to conduct experiments on visiting children in secret. Some of them, he found, had potential.
Comunque, sapevo che uno di loro era il tizio che è stato ucciso al posto di Snake, perché è una cosa molto semplice da pensare, perché lui, avendo quella malattia, non può riconoscere chi conosce, quindi anche lui tecnicamente, senza sapere il suo nome, non lo riconosceva.
He began to gather children that showed promise. Children that seemed as
E
though they
non
might be
penso che
able
abbia
to
riconosciuto
access the
nemmeno
field.
lui quando ha visto il capitano.
Of course, none of them volunteered. They were kidnapped. There were 9 pairs of siblings taken. For
Ah, ok,
18
erano
children
fratelli,
total.
ok.
For reasons that were not fully understood at the time, each pair had one transmitter and one receiver. They were split perfectly. As such, the 18 children were split into 2 groups of 9. The children who were put into
Però sappiamo
group Q
effettivamente
were the ones who excelled at
che
transmitting.
non ha funzionato questo esperimento, perché sennò Snake e Clover avrebbero dovuto avere qualche abilità particolare.
They were transferred to the mock experiment building known as Building Q in the Nevada desert. The children who excelled at receiving were put in Group A. Group A was then placed on the former hospital ship Gigantic.
Ok, ho capito un'altra grande parte del plot di questo gioco. Zero in realtà è uno del gruppo A. Chi è morta, la tizia che è morta, sta nel gruppo B, che è sua sorella, presumibilmente. Per questo si vuole vendicare.
From the experiments he had conducted so far, Hongo had learned the following. There are 2 things that can increase one's resonance with the fields. The first is epiphany. The other is danger. Have you ever been faced with an especially difficult problem and thought about it very long and very hard until finally an answer suddenly appeared in your mind?
Però questo non spiega perché fare tutto sto bordello se poi il capitano Zero lo ha ucciso, cioè comunque Santa, o comunque chiamiamolo sempre Zero diciamo per facilitare la cosa. Perché fare tutto sto bordello e poi il capitano lo uccidi tu e anche il tizio che fai spacciare per Snake lo fai uccidere praticamente tu?
It may seem obvious to say so, but that is what is meant by epiphany. The information obtained through that epiphany can be easily transmitted through the fields, where it can be easily interpreted. Adding danger to that equation
Cioè a sto
allows
punto
for
non
even
potevo
easier
ammazzare tutti
field
quanti, visto che
access.
li avevo rinchiusi nello stesso posto.
That's where Hongo came in. They set up a number of puzzles across the Gigantic. The participants had to solve each one before they could move to the next room. Of course, he hadn't forgotten to include. He had detonated a bomb on the hull of the Gigantic. The children in Group A were forced to play the Nonary
Quindi la
game.
Gigantic
Ship sunk.
dovrebbe essere già affondata se è esplosa una bomba. Quindi questa non può essere la Gigantic.
By forcing the children into a life or death situation, Hongo hoped to increase the likelihood of their tapping into the fields. The children from Group Q, on the other hand, were confined to the mock experiment building, Building Q. Building Q duplicated the interior and puzzles of the Gigantic exactly. Every detail was exactly the same. Hongo explained the situation to the children in Group Q. Solve the puzzles you find throughout the rooms. When you have the answers, transmit that information to the children in Group A. If you succeed, they will be able to solve the puzzles and escape.
Quindi praticamente hanno chiamato i gruppi in modo: gruppo Q dovrebbe essere gruppo della domanda e gruppo A gruppo della risposta.
But if you fail, then the Gigantic will sink, and your brothers and sisters will drown. Those were his orders. Do you know why the astronauts of Apollo 13 were able to return to Earth safely? It was because NASA had access to a replica of the Apollo 13 capsule. All of the equipment, the instruments, everything. All of it identical.
Mi stai dicendo che
Everything
quelli
was
veri sono
just like
morti?
the real Apollo. NASA was able to replicate the situation the astronauts found themselves. By putting themselves in the same situation, they attempted to solve the problems the astronauts were dealing with. Once they found solutions, they reported their findings to the men aboard the actual capsule. That was how they were able to return safely. It was the same with the gigantic in Building Q. The children from Group Q had to use the power of epiphany to solve the puzzles they found and transmit what they learned through the field. The children in Group A, however, they had to access the fields to learn how they might advance to the next stage. That is the simplest explanation I can manage.
Huh.
Hey, Junpei, Snake! How much longer are you two gonna sit around
Effettivamente
on
quelli
those
già
bony asses?
saranno scappati a sto
Get
punto.
down here already!
He's right. Let's go, shall we? We don't have much time. We need to get out of here and soon.
Non abbiamo molto tempo, passano 3/4 d'ora a parlare di campi e
Hold
robe.
it. There's one more thing I want to ask you. Are you sure that there were 18 kids?
Why?
Well, I thought it was only 16.
Oh, yes. That was what they said on the news, wasn't it? Yes. I have no doubt that 18 children were abducted and used in Hongo's experiment. After all, you couldn't exactly play a Nonary game with any less, could you?
Well, yeah. Are you saying that the news got it wrong?
Yes, I am. There were 2 more children. However, they had no relatives that I'm aware of. I imagine no one filed a police report when they went missing. They were brother and sister, like Clover and I. The brother's name was Aoi.
Ok, questo è il nome di Snake, di Zero.
The sister's name was... Her name was...
Alice?
Her name was Akane.
Ah no, ok.
That was the girl who died.
Oh,
Akane Kurashiki died 9 years ago?
quindi stiamo andando alla cosa che sono dei... Sono no colleghi, comunque sono... Cioè, non mi sta venendo la parola. L'avevo detta ieri. Sono in combutta, praticamente, tutti e due.
Then, who is Chun? No. That's impossible. Can't be true.
E spiegherebbe perché quando l'ha rapita, diciamo. Cioè, si è fatta rapire lei, praticamente.
Isn't that uncommon of a name? If Snake had known her last name, that's a different matter entirely. So they share a name. A lot of other people do too. It doesn't mean anything. It was someone else.
E questo spiegherebbe perché in tutte le morti è sempre legata alla zona dove è lei. Dove ci fanno morire.
Is something wrong, Junpei? You're breathing...
Oh, no, it's nothing. I'm fine. Let's get back down there, all right? I couldn't do it. Why didn't I ask? What's her last name? I just couldn't get the words to come out.
Ci fanno tornare qui, subito. È finita? Abbiamo vinto? Ce ne andiamo da sta stanza di merda? No, per adesso questa è la stanza peggiore di tutto quanto il gioco. Esatto. E il bello non ci hanno neanche provato. Anche. 16, 14, 10, 13. No, era 10 forse prima. 10, 13, ok. Allora, 14 con la F. No, ok. 13, 14, 10, 13. 13, 14, 10, 13. Oh, esadecimale di nuovo. Ok, ce l'abbiamo ancora scritto. Ah, allora, 10 era 10, 11, 12, 13. C, D, A, C. No. Ok. C di nuovo era giusta. Perché non sta 13 in esadecimale dovrebbe essere tecnicamente C, perché se 10 è... ah no, giusto, no giusto, no B, no C giusto, dovrebbe essere C. E il 10 ah no, 10 è il problema. È 10 il problema perché non è A. Dici, se non è A come potrebbe essere convertito? No, perché se 10 era 10 è dall'11 in poi che diventa esadecimale. Visto? 11 è B. No, 11 è B. Tecnicamente. Ah no, avete ragione, ok. Però effettivamente io ho fatto la stessa cosa prima. Oh, ok, ho capito cos'è. Quindi è 13 D E A D. D E A D. Dead, ok. Che il mio ragionamento era giusto solo che contava il 10 come 10. Anche perché tecnicamente è quello sbagliato, non è l'esadecimale questo avevamo detto, perché l'esadecimale che ci aveva fatto fare prima iniziava dall'11. Mi ricordo. E poi finiva con la F. Sì, ho cliccato il... Ora non ne manco questo. E l'altra a che serviva?
All right, this is the next.
Oh,
The door!
Did that just close on its own?
Don't tell me we can't go back.
Un'altra stanza chiusa, veramente?
I don't know. Let's see. Damn it.
Ah, mi sa che sono altre due stanze chiuse, quindi anche l'altra sarà
It looks like it locks automatically.
una
Is there
stanza da
any other
fare.
way out?
Well, there's another door over on the right. There's a card reader next to it. It's
Okay,
got a
non
red
è
light
così.
on it, though, so I'm pretty sure it's locked too.
But there is a card reader, right?
Yeah.
Then perhaps if we find a key card, we could open the door and leave?
Well, yeah, that might work, but
Hey! Wait, are you saying we're gonna have to search through this room for one little card?
No, tecnicamente no, perché poi il 16 rimaneva 16. Cioè il 16 diventava di nuovo 10. No, allora è così, effettivamente hai ragione, però il 10 c'era. Il 16 diventava 10. Le due cifre però ci sono, è lo stesso.
looks that way.
No way!
Ci sono dei pulsanti rossi. Pensate prima a quelli.
For real?
Well, we can sit down and wait to die if that's what you prefer. I rather doubt that, however. So it would be wise to start looking. We haven't much time. Let's find that key card. Oh, and the Neptune key as well. We won't be able to get through the hallway without it.
Ma poi ricomincia dopo la F.
All right then. Let's begin.
Per continuare la numerazione che c'è dopo il 15 c'è il 10. Quindi i due simboli ci sono lo stesso. E continua 10, 11, 12 e 13. E vai via via. Di nuovo sta mappa. Non è la stessa. Ma i pulsantoni Oh no. Ok, questa cosa si può fare. Oh. Ah, è a cliccare. Aspetta. Cosa mi ha dato lei? Perché prima non mi hanno fatto vedere quel foglio? Dove me l'ha fatto vedere? Dove me l'ha dato? Dov'è il foglio che mi ha dato lei?
Ricchia,
Ma quanti schermi,
il
scusa?
buchino delle formiche era un pochino più in qua.
Proviamo a risolvere questo che sembra fattibile. Ok. Gio, le cipolle li meschiamo, no? Sì, l'intelligenza è stata quella che mi ha aiutato in questa cosa qui, già già.
Però... Aiuto! Ma perché prendi... Oh, perché prendi i portieri se ci sono ancora gli amici?
Quindi se qui mettiamo un fuoco diventa Fire Emblem. Ah, qua ci sono, ok. Dietro questi schermi ci sono i cosi. Oh no. No. Oh, queste cose le odio. Ok, parte da qui, sud, ovest, sud-est, no, sì, sud-est, nord-est, est, nord ed est. Ah vabbè, lo posso curare ogni volta che voglio praticamente. No, sei andato troppo avanti. Poi sud-ovest, sud-est, sud-est. Non è che potevo fare così anche per l'altro e ci sono andato completamente a memoria. Mi sa di sì. Nord-est, est, nord e ovest. L'ho appena fatto. Ah, forse non devo guardare? Ah, ok, mi sa che forse non lo devo guardare, quindi devo fare tutto di seguito. Sud, ovest, sud-ovest, poi era nord, West forse. Ah no, forse era nord-est, aspetta. Nord-est, esatto. Quindi sud, ovest, sud-est, nord-est. Poi andava verso nord e ovest. No? Ah, mi sono scordato est, ok. Ne ho sbagliato uno. Ok. Sud. Non sud-est, ho sbagliato subito. Ok, sud e ovest. Sud. Ovest. Sud-est. Nord-est. Est. Nord. Salute. Ovest. Dovrei averlo fatto giusto. O sbaglio? Sud. Ovest. Sud-est. Nord-est. Est. Nord. Ah, è di nuovo est, non è ovest, ok. Sud. Ovest. Sud-est. Ok, poi di nuovo est. Nord e est. Ok. A sto schermo allora che cosa serviva? Oh no, che è sta roba? Ah, ok. Ma fammelo vedere. Non me lo fa vedere più? Ah, ok, quindi ci dice se è giusto, quindi... E non ce lo fa vedere più. Non c'è scritto da nessuna parte. Forse devo trovare la risposta da qualche parte. Ah, ok, ecco. Ok, allora abbiamo una lettera da 2, una da 4 e una da 1. Ok, la T è l'ultima presumibilmente. O la E. Mm. Eh, Proviamo una A. Ah, ok, me li fa vedere, grazie al cielo. No, Y non credo. Ok, nessuno. Il problema è che non segna quelli che ho fatto corretto, quindi sarà molto a tentativi. Non so neanche che messaggio vorrebbero che componessi. Cioè, abbiamo sti fogli, ma il messaggio che devo comporre quale dovrebbe essere? No, non volevo cliccare qua. Volevo andare a esaminare un pochettino in giro se c'era qualcos'altro. E abbiamo trovato. Quindi le 3 lettere dovrebbe essere, mi sa, Ice. O forse prima All e poi Ice. Però no, All non può essere perché sono 2 volte la stessa lettera e non possono stare la stessa cosa. Super Uma Streve. Ok, proviamo Ice. Beh, basta con queste istruzioni. Ho sbagliato. Esatto.
Quando ne fa tutto assieme, vai,
Ah, è vuoto, ok. Hmm. Ah, li devo mettere io, ok. Oh no, numeri. Ok, 6. Possiamo muovere solo i primi 5, quindi 5, 6, 7, 8. Ah, non le posso muovere, ok. Quindi il 9 non lo posso muovere. Ok. Questo fa 16, vediamo. No. Come lo sposta nel 3? Con me che lo spostavo nel 3? Ok, fammelo fare. Ho messo il 7, il 5 e il 3. Ok. Quindi 8, 4 e 2. C'è un modo per metterli nell'altra. Nel 3. Ah, ok. Grazie. Proviamo allora 7, 5 e 3. 6, 7, 8, 9. Ah, devo usare di tutti, ok. Quelli più alti li togliamo. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Questo, ok. 4, 5, 6. Però questo non viene. Allora. Così rimangono sempre tutti i numeri. Il problema sono i numeri alti. Vediamo. Sono troppi numeri per fare solo queste due cose. 6 e 3. Dobbiamo fare 12 per arrivare qua, quindi farlo in modo più basso. Per il 6 e il proprio sono numeri molto bassi per questi qua. Avete qualche idea? Vabbè, Sofia, tu già sai la soluzione presumibilmente. Andrea, tu hai qualche idea in testa? Sono numeri troppo alti il problema. Rimangono i numeri alti. Perché dobbiamo fare un 12 e un 15. Hai ragione, effettivamente. Ok, allora partiamo da quel presupposto che potrebbe essere un 21, hai ragione. Allora. Ok, non possiamo usare l'1. L'1 deve essere per forza fatto col 10. Quindi ecco qua. Ora ricomincia il problema, perché effettivamente qua non possiamo fare 71 o 11 o comunque 01. No, i numeri alti no. 8, 9, 10. E già 16 l'abbiamo superato. No, 61 però comunque non lo possiamo fare, dobbiamo fare 16. 5. No, ok. E già il 10 lo superiamo. Sette e 7, ok. Ok. Dobbiamo fare 2 16. Cosa fa? In uno serve 2 numeri presumibilmente, quindi proviamo ad abbassare un pochettino.
Che vuoi?
non esserne tanto sicuro. 8 e 9, ok. Allora, come no? Non si può usare un solo numero per una cosa sola? Mm. Salute! Mm. Devo fare un 17 e un 18. Ma non... mm. Cosa ho sbagliato qui? 7, 8 e 9, giusto? No? Sì. O deve essere per forza una somma. Deve essere per forza una somma, non si può fare se è una somma. E minimo 3 non si può fare. Minimo 3 non c'è il numero. Perché questi non li posso selezionare. Il minimo 3 non si può fare. Non sono 6 numeri. Sono 5. Non ne manca uno. Non si può fare minimo 3 se non c'è il numero. No, il 2 va bene, lo posso cliccare. Questi no. Questi non li posso spostare. E li devo utilizzare tutti, quindi non ne posso utilizzare gli altri. Non lo posso fare allora. Sì, ma rimane sempre un numero che non c'è. Mi viene sempre sta combinazione ormai. Ma non è questo il problema è che non ce n'è altri numeri, non si può fare un 3-3 se non c'è un terzo numero. Questa cosa non ha un senso. Cioè non ha né una spiegazione logica né un hint da qualche parte scritto. È a cazzo di cane questa cosa qui, perché non è la stessa cosa di quelli di prima che almeno te lo facevo intuire. No, questo era a fare a caso. Si è sbloccato qualcosa. Cosa? Forse. Ah, ok, questo.
A picture. What the hell is this? This man with a mustache on the right. He's the same guy we found murdered in the captain's quarters. He had the zero
No,
bracelet on his
quest'ultimo non mi è
left arm.
piaciuto perché non era neanche da pensarci. Cioè era a caso e basta.
And this second man with the glasses and a doctor's coat. He's the ninth man. The one with bracelet number 9. He died after he went into door 5. But this guy, the one in the striped suit. Oh man, that's Ace.
Yeah, I guess it is.
No doubt about it.
But what does it mean? What is Ace doing in this picture? Not only Ace, the ninth man and Cap too. And they look happy, like they knew each other well. Why? How in the world are these 4 men connected?
You say Ace is in that picture?
Yeah, it doesn't look like it was taken recently. Ace, the ninth man, and Cap all look about 10 years younger.
Ah, so the ninth man and the man you found murdered in the captain's quarters are also in the picture?
Yeah.
Is there anyone else? Or are there only 3 people in the picture? I'm afraid I can't see it.
Grazie Snake,
No,
non si era
there's one
capito.
more guy. He's got kinda long hair, he looks smart, but a little cold. He's the only one I don't recognize.
What's the date of the photograph?
It doesn't have one.
Did you look on the back?
Back?
Yes, the reverse. The other side.
Huh. Praying for the success of the Nonary project with Nijisaki, Kubota, and Musashido. Then the 4 men in this picture were the organizers of the Nonary game 9 years ago. That means Ace, the ninth man, and Cap were all responsible for making it. But I feel like I should be more shocked about this.
Ancora ci manca un bel po'.
It's almost as if that's just how things were always supposed to be. Why? Why am I not surprised? Ace was the one.
Potremmo non riuscire a finirlo oggi.
But why? Why am I so? It's like I already knew.
Perché già lo sapevi.
Of course. I understand now. Ace was the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceutical. He was the one who invented the game 9 years ago. He was Gentaro Hongo.
Ace is Hongo?
I had my suspicions from the beginning. Their voices were similar. Too similar to be a coincidence. I could never forget his voice. It was the voice of the devil. I couldn't be sure though. After all, I had no way to check. I certainly couldn't ask him. Even if I had known, however, I would never have told you. Zero made it quite clear what would have happened if I did.
Oh gosh, I had no idea.
Huh?
I didn't know that Ace was Hongo.
Oh, yes. I suppose you wouldn't have. 9 years ago, you were in Building Q in Nevada. But Hongo was in the Gigantic with us.
I know. That's why I didn't know what Hongo looked like. But why? Why didn't you tell me? I mean, I'm your sister, right? You could have told me.
I'm sorry. I apologize for keeping this from you. But if I'd told you, Clover, you would have told everyone else. And if you did, then I would have been forced to tell them about what happened 9 years ago. I had to prevent that.
Vabbè, non è la spiegazione, Snake, perché questo lei non ti sta dicendo perché non gliel'hai detta adesso. Ah, dice forse per la voce. Boh.
Hey, Junpei. You think I could borrow that picture for a sec?
Sure.
Hongo Kubota. Nijisaki Musashi. Hongo Kubota. Hongo Kubota. Nijisaki Musashi.
Hey, Seven, do you?
Shut it. Just be quiet. I'm this close to remembering. This close. Hongo Kubota. Nijisaki Musashi. Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Nonary project. Shit.
What?
What's wrong?
Holy shit, this is nuts.
What's nuts?
I remember
Remember what?
everything.
Everything?
Yeah, I remember all of it. My memory's back. I remember what happened before I got snatched.
What?
Let me tell you what happened. Like Snake said, Ace is hung from the right. The other 3 are Musashido, Nijisaki, and Kubota. Musashido was the man with the cash. Nijisaki was Hongo's right-hand man. And Kubota developed the actual technical details of the experiment.
How do you know all this?
Come on, man, I told you, I finally got my memory back.
No, that's not what I mean. I'm trying to ask you why you knew all this stuff in the first place, before you forgot.
You really want to know?
Of course.
Me too.
This is gonna take a while. Hell, it'll probably take me a good 3 days to tell you everything.
Well, we don't have 3 days.
Just give us the short version.
Bello come loro stiano continuando a perdere tempo mentre sta succedendo chissà cosa nelle altre stanze.
Short version.
Anzi, loro se ne saranno andati.
Alright, fine. Give it a shot. No promises. I'm a detective. It's a little awkward to say this about myself, but you could probably consider me a lone wolf. I hold to my own code, because I think doing what's right is more important.
Ok, questo non l'avevamo saputo in questa route, ma in quella lì del battending, quindi ci sta che lo stia ripetendo.
The slim lead brought me to the wharf. It was 9 years ago. The wharf had been cold as fuck, and I could barely see school. I was investigating a mess of kidnappings, all of them children. It all had one thing in common. A history of visits to one particular hospital. A hospital under the management of Cradle Pharmaceutical. My investigation had turned up evidence that Cradle had been involved in the kidnapping. After a little sweet talking, I managed to finally get a real lead from someone inside Cradle. My source told me this.
Tonight, a ship is set to take the children to a large passenger liner docked offshore.
Va bene, no, lui è sicuramente coso, Matthew Mercer.
So I headed to the wharf. In the shadows, I searched the harbor until I found the ship he was talking about. There was a bunch of movement there. Men in black suits.
Quindi effettivamente se non sta apparendo adesso è il personaggio che appare più avanti che è doppiato da lui, che sarà questo personaggio qui che ancora non conosciamo.
Bags. There was something about the way they moved as they were carried. No doubt about it. There were human beings in those bags. I moved before I realized it. I came out of hiding with my gun already in my hand.
Che è la cosa che già abbiamo visto. Ovviamente però non possiamo
I
saltare.
felt metal touch the back of my.
Drop the gun. I could kill you right now. It'd be easy to get away with it, too. Just tie an anchor to your feet. No one will find you for what you want. The fish here would love a meal.
I kept digging the cold metal thing into my skull. There was nothing I could do. I did what he said and laid my gun on the bed suddenly. There was a sharp pain in my neck.
A drug.
That was my last thought. My face hit cold concrete. I was out like a light after that. I woke up on a hard floor.
Damn it.
I did a quick once-over of the room.
Where am I?
A small, shabby bed and dirty. A toilet with no private. I'd seen it countless times as a cop. I'm in a cell, huh? Facing the toilet was a door set into the wall. It was still pretty woozy, but I made my way over to it. I pushed and pulled on it. It won't open. Not like I expected much else. Would be dumb enough to put me in a cell and leave it unlocked. Threw myself against the door a few times, but it wouldn't budge. I knew it. I gave up and made my way back to the bed and sat down. I sat there for
Ma a sto punto perché non si stanno dicendo fra di loro i loro veri nomi?
Then I heard a faint voice. The voice was far away. I couldn't understand what it was saying, but I could hear one. It was pretty high, probably a little kid. Huh?
Ok, qui sono due voci. Harry over here. E poi ok, I'm coming.
No, it was several. I hear 5 or 6, maybe more. Where are they coming from? I pressed my ear to the wall and tried to listen through it. No, that's not it. Left. It's coming from under the bed. I hauled on the metal frame and flipped it. And there it was. The bed had hidden an air vent under it. The hole in the wall was covered by a metal. I dropped flat on the floor and peered through the grate. I couldn't see shit. I knew it in my gut. This was where those voices were coming. Hold up. Why are there kids here? And then,
Mi sa che veramente finiamo il gioco alla non alive. Per i meme proprio.
A ship is set to take the children to a large passenger liner docked offshore.
No, è sicuramente Matthew Mercer.
On that ship? It didn't matter. All I knew was I had to get to those kids. I checked out the metal grate. Could I fit? I stuck my fingers in and grabbed it. And then... Yeah! How do you like that, you son of a bitch? I finally got the damn thing off. Sweat was dripping down my face. So I wiped it off and crawled inside.
E c'era bisogno di sto dettaglio.
The first bit or so was tight. I had a wriggle on my belt. Wind up eventually, and there was space for me to crawl along on my hands and knees. I went from crawling like a worm in dirt to skittering like a bug. Couldn't say it was much better, but I'd take what I could. When I'd been in the thing long enough to start wondering where it'd take me, a massive sound nearly scared the piss out of me. It was like a heavy metal. Then there was a voice.
Ok, la stanza dell'inceneritore, quindi siamo verso la fine.
What? I Wasn't sure what it meant, but anything with incinerator is back then, almost as if that was a cue. I heard a messy young sounding voice.
Ah, la ragazzina è rimasta dentro l'inceneritore.
Straight up screaming.
Oh no, ah, ok, grazie.
Damn it! What the hell is going on here? I scrambled through the duct as fast as I could. I made a giant racket, but I didn't care at that point. I soon found a metal door on the left side of the duct. The kids were screaming on the other side. I found it. I yanked the handle and threw the door open. I almost ripped the metal off the... What the hell is this place? I couldn't believe what I saw.
Ah, si è ritrovato dentro l'inceneritore forse?
There had to be about 9 walls. Up in the ceiling was an upside down funnel, almost like I looked down. There they were. The kids I'd been searching for.
Ok, qui abbiamo Seven. Seven Snake. Sembrerebbe essere Aoi o comunque Zero. E qui c'è Akane.
They all gawked up at me, suddenly silent.
Però strano è che loro due siano nella stessa identica stanza.
Scared of the room or me, I couldn't tell. Probably both, actually. Not like I can blame them running into a mug like this when they're already scared shitless.
Questa non la riesco a vedere perché ci sono i dialoghi davanti, non so se si possono... Ok. Ah, forse è la figlia di... uno dei due bambini di cosa? Di Lotus.
I snorted at my own dig at myself and turned to the kids. Don't worry, kids, I'm not your enemy. I'm one of the good guys. All of them stood there. Broke well, except one. He was a boy.
Ok, lui è sicuramente Santa.
Who the hell are you?
He stepped forward and glared at me with suspicion. I'm a detective. I'm here to rescue you. It looked like they relaxed some the second I got the words out.
How are you gonna help us?
Where's the exit?
There isn't one. The doors we came in through won't open, and the door over there...
He kind of cut himself off. I think he was considering something before he changed it.
Anyway, there's no point. We can't all get out of here. If we don't get out of here, we're gonna be burned.
E quindi la bambina tecnicamente potrebbe non essere morta perché c'è sto condotto di ventilazione che sta là sopra.
Burned to death.
Can't you hear it? That voice said the incinerator's gonna start up, so...
The voice spoke again.
Incineration will begin in 15 minutes.
They only had 15 minutes. I looked back down at the kids. Looks like a good 20 or 30 feet to the floor. No way I can put them up. Too big of a distance for any of us to reach. What the hell was I gonna do? But then I got an idea. Wait right there. I'm gonna be right back.
What? Where is he going? Are you just gonna leave us here?
They just got frightened again. I'm not the best at that kind of thing, but I try to reassure them with a smile.
A sto punto non se lo dovrebbe ricordare se questo è Snake, di questa persona qui che l'ha aiutati.
Don't worry, all right? I'll be back. I promise. So just stay calm and wait right there. I didn't wait to hear them respond. There wasn't time. I had to hurry. Well, as fast as I could on his hands and knees. Didn't take me long to get back to my cell. Still no way out of there, but I had a plan. When I got it, I dove back into the hole and took off towards the incinerator. Then... Sorry to keep you waiting, guys. I tipped out the doorway and dropped down the rope I brought with me. Back in the cell, I'd torn the bed sheets into strips and tied... All right, just tie that around yourself, okay? I'll pull you up one at a time.
Right.
Huh. Wait a sec. Something was off. There were more of you before. Where'd the rest of you go? The boy in the uniform answered.
I let them go on ahead. We opened the number 9 door and they left.
What? You're telling me you opened that door?
That's what I said.
Then what the hell are you doing here?
We couldn't go with them.
Why not?
Look, the only people who can go through the numbered door...
He was in the middle of explaining when...
Incineration will begin in 5 minutes.
The wall shook a bit from the voice bouncing around.
Look, that can wait, all right? Just get us out of here!
Right! I grabbed onto the rope. The first one I pulled up was a girl with a ponytail. Next was a girl with a red necktie. A boy in a jacket came after. He said he'd climb up on his own. The boy in a uniform, the last up. Like the other kid, he climbed up the rope himself. He looked pretty scrawny, but I guess he was stronger than he looked. He moved fast, but when he was almost too late, we heard some knocking. Everyone looked at the door. It had a thick, square window set into it. On the other side, an angry face was staring in.
God damn it! What's going on here? Why is the room empty? Where the hell are those fucking kids?
Wow, mi sembra rompere le palle, Ace.
The door opened, and a man stepped in looking half mad. I recognized his face. I saw him many times in photos during my investigation. The man's name was Gintaro Hongo, the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Hongo saw the boy hanging from the rope. Yeah! It was like he was an animal. He lunged for the rope. Hurry!
I know!
The boy in the uniform booked it up the rope.
You son of a bitch! Get back here, you little shit!
15 feet. 10. The second I could reach the kid, I hauled him up and tossed him into the ducks behind me.
No! No!
Hongo had lost it. His face didn't even look human. It was like the bastard pulled off his fake face. It was really a terrifying devil or some kind of damn monster. I quickly reeled in the rope, leaving a furious Hongo yelling at me from the floor.
You fucking bastard! You won't get away with this! How dare you compromise this experiment!
Experiment? What experiment?
Incineration will begin in 1 minute.
Hey, old man! What the hell are you doing?
The boy in the uniform was trying to get my attention. I may have thrown a salute in the raging asshole's face before I closed the door behind him. I wanted to go back in the cell, so we went down the other direction instead. After about 30 feet, we came across another duct on the left. This one was heading down. We nodded and took turns sliding down. The duct emptied us out into a narrow hallway. There was a door on either side. The one on the left was a normal double door. But the one on the right was familiar. It had black and yellow stripes, and a device next to it on the wall. The plate on it read, Incinerator. Incinerator?
Yeah, that's where we were.
It was the girl with the red tie who answered me. We were inside an incinerator?
Yeah, Hongo might still be there. It looks like it's been shut off, though.
Wait, what? If he's still in there...
Yeah, that's not good.
That meant we better. We gotta get out of here. Go to the other door, hurry! The kids started running, and I was close on their heels. On the other side of the door was a large spiral staircase.
Ancora siamo lì, quindi tecnicamente mi sa che non ci arriviamo.
Run! Didn't
Aveva ragione Gianni.
Up, up, and up. Feet pounding the steps. Our arms pumping fast. Round. Devils on our tail. The stairway kept going. We passed a couple of landings when the boy in the uniform suddenly spoke.
Ah, Snake era già cieco.
Something's up. Akane's not catching up to us.
Akane?
My kid's sister. The girl with the red necktie.
Akane. I didn't remember seeing that name on the list of missing kids.
Hey! Akane!
He kept his hands around his mouth and yelled.
Maybe we outran her.
The boy in the uniform skidded to us. I stopped too. So did the other two kids. When did we do that?
Well, we passed a couple big rooms on the way here. Maybe she took a rest in one of them?
No, that's impossible.
Sorry, Grandpa. You keep going. I gotta go look for her downstairs.
He turned to go.
Hey kid, wait! God damn it, I said wait!
I don't think the kid even heard me. Fuck! He spun around to the boy in the jacket and the girl with the ponytail.
I'm going after him. You two keep going, all right? Got it?
The girl nodded and ran up the stairs. But the boy...
I'm going with you.
I didn't have time to argue. I just nodded and took off down the stairs. I could hear it. We ran all the way to the bottom floor, calling for her. Akane.
God damn it, where the hell did she go?
I could tell the kid was frustrated. And then suddenly...
Help me! Somebody help!
We heard a girl's voice.
Akane!
The boy in the uniform threw open the door and leapt into the hallway. We rushed in after him. I couldn't for the life of me believe what we were seeing. That bastard Hongo had Akane by the arm and was forcing her into the incinerator.
Come on, goddammit, move!
No, I don't want to! Let me go, please!
She planted her feet squarely on the floor and was struggling to get away. But Hongo was bigger and stronger. She wasn't gonna win.
Akane!
My brother roared with anger and charged toward Hongo.
Help me!
Ah! You're too late, idiot!
Hongo lifted Akane bodily into the air and threw her, still fighting him, into the incinerator. Before we could even blink, Hongo had leapt through the door after her.
Perché? Perché è cambiato il nome suo in Canni? Non me ne sono accorto adesso.
We saw him right inside. Then, the door slammed shut. We ran to the door. We did everything we could think of to get the thing open. But
Fuck! It's no use! Goddamn thing won't move an inch!
he started slamming his fists against the door. He was close to shattering his knuckles.
Akane! Akane! Are you okay?
Her voice was muffled, but all of us could hear the sheer terror.
What should I do? I think I'm trapped in...
Where's Hongo?
He went out the other door!
What?
Warning. Warning. Emergency incineration command has been. Automatic incineration will take place in 18 minutes. Please evacuate the incinerator immediately. Repeat. Emergency incineration command has been.
Are you fucking kidding me? It's the same damn thing.
Are you there?
Yeah, we're here. Just hang on, all right? We're gonna figure out a way to save you.
His words would have seemed like a sick joke to her if she weren't able to see how white and bloodless his face was right then.
Incineration will begin in 17 minutes.
Please help me! I'm really scared! I don't want to die! I don't want to die! I don't want to die!
It's gonna be all right. Figure something out. I promise. I promise, okay? You hear me? I promise.
It was torture listening to her sobbing on the other side of the door. Her brother was nearly crying himself. He could only stand there, fists clenched so tight his knuckles were white.
What happened?
Come on, man. Put yourself in my shoes. It doesn't end good. You think I want to remember that?
Then...
Yeah. Shit. If I'd known it was gonna be like this, I almost wish I hadn't remembered.
Hey, are you... Look, I don't want to ask this either. There's something I don't get. So if you could just tell me, did that girl, Akane, really...
Yeah, I'm sure. There wasn't anything we could do. After a while, the countdown, and we heard something burning. The fire stopped, but we stood. Me and the jacket kid were frozen. The boy in the uniform collapsed as if he couldn't hold himself. A few minutes passed. The door opened. The boy in the uniform tripped over his own feet. We followed. The air in the incinerator was hot. Every breath made my lungs feel like they were on fire. It was like standing on hot asphalt. The air was wavering, and in the middle of the room, there it lay. The kid's legs were shaking so bad, I don't know how he managed to walk. Finally, he reached it. He fell to his knees as his legs gave out on him. And then...
can I ask you one more thing?
What's that?
The girl, Akane. What was her last...
What does it matter to you?
Just tell me, okay?
Kurashiki. Her name was Akane Kurashiki.
Allora, a sto punto non è morto.
Weren't you? The tall kid in the jacket. That was you.
Yes, it was. You are correct, Detective. Don't misunderstand me. I told you before how Zero threatened me. There was nothing I could do.
Ah, quindi si era reso conto che era lui.
I couldn't say anything about what happened 9 years ago.
So you're saying you're not working for Zero, right?
Of course not.
Clover, what about you?
Hey, come on! You really think I'm working with... I told you before, you idiot! I was in Nevada and building Q. I did hear that a detective rescued the kids on the boat. I didn't know it was you.
Well, I guess I believe you. All right, let me ask you another question. Santa's real name is Aoi Kurashiki. He's Akane's brother. You know that?
No, I didn't. Did you?
Well, yes. I know Aoi Kurashiki was her brother, but I didn't know he was Santa. At least not from the beginning. 9 years ago, he was in the middle of puberty. His voice is entirely different now. I'm ashamed to say that even my exceptional hearing wasn't able to make that connection. As such, I had no reason to think Santa was Aoi.
When did you figure it out?
Clover told me that Santa might have been one of the subjects of the initial... It was only a short while ago, while we were leaving the library. When she told me that, I had a...
Santa is Aoi, Akane Kurashiki, June's brother?
There's still a lot we don't know. I mean, like, a lot. But there is one thing I think we can say we know.
What's that?
The body we found in the shower room. It had to be Nijisaki, dressed up to look like Snake.
What?
Come on, man. What kind of detective are you? You didn't figure that out already?
Hey, go easy on me, man. I just got my memory back, all right? Cut me some slack.
Well, if he is, the 3 murders make sense then, don't they? Yeah, that's right. Murder. Kubota blew himself up, but that was murder too. So why did these murders take place?
If Junpei is correct, and the body in the shower room was Niji's, that means all of the people who were murdered were involved with the creation of the Nonary project. Kubota, the person who conducted the actual experiments. Nijisaki, Hongo's assistant. Musashido, the man who financed the project.
You mean this was all just revenge? Santa is Zero. He's getting revenge for the death of his sister. That's why he killed them.
No, I don't think Santa actually murdered. If I'm right, then it's not hard to figure out who the next victim's gonna be. I'm pretty sure I don't have to tell you.
Yes.
Yep.
Right.
The next target will be Gentaro Hongo.
The person who planned the Nonary project.
In other words, Ace.
What?
Ah, ok, no, sembrava il boom del plot twist, però è una vera esplosione.
Must be 6 a.m. Our time is up.
Shit! Come on, we need to get out of here.
How?
I'm betting this sucker opens the exit. Come on, let's go.
Se c'era un timer era anche più carina sta sezione perché ti metteva l'acqua alla gola seriamente. Seek a way out again.
The shaking stopped.
Ok, ancora ce n'è da fare.
It would seem so, but we are yet to be out of danger.
You're right.
Abbiamo ancora una mezz'oretta.
This exit needs the Uranus card too. Hey, Junpei.
Yeah, I know. All right, it's open. Okay, Neptune Key, let's see if you work. Yes! I think it unlocked. It says so this is the incinerator.
This is the first time I've seen it from this side, but yeah, I think so.
Then there ought to be a lever near the door.
Yeah, right here.
Pull that and the door should open.
Got it. Let's go. What the hell is going on? What's wrong? Are you okay?
Jumpy, you came to get me.
Of course I did. I made a promise.
I'm so glad you're here.
Hey, what happened to you?
I just fainted. I wasn't feeling very good. I'm feeling a lot better now, though.
Are you sure?
Yes. I just need to rest a little longer. You shouldn't worry about me.
Santa.
Hey, where is it? Where's the gun? You hide it somewhere?
I don't have it. I got sucker punched and they took the... What? What? Isn't that obvious?
I took the gun.
Oh no, di nuovo.
Ace.
Just what the hell do you think you're doing, Ace? Or maybe I ought to say Gentaro Hongo, CEO of Cradle Pharmaceutical.
You have me at a disadvantage. And I don't like that. You know me, but I don't know you. Do you have any idea how much I've suffered? Can you even begin to understand my pain?
Sto doppiatore so chi è, però non mi sta venendo bene in mente. Forse è il doppiatore di Ansem. Mi sa che è il doppiatore di Ansem.
Another irritating insect. And how do you know that?
Good question.
No matter. If you don't want to answer, it makes no difference to me. This is a waste of time anyway. It's time for me to go.
Sì, mi sa che è il doppiatore di Ansem.
First is 1. Give me your hand. 8. And with this, 9.
The ninth man. Kubota's bracelet.
I believe I've won this game. I've had quite a time playing with you. I must thank Zero, I suppose.
Wait, what? Ace doesn't know who Zero is. What the hell are you planning, Santa?
At any rate, this game ends now. I will escape, and the rest of you will have a slightly less pleasant. I suggest you enjoy the final moment. Goodbye. Wait! What? Why isn't it open? One more time. Now open!
Ma povera.
No! What is this? Why?
Ok, è sicuramente il doppiatore di
Digital
Ansem.
root should be 9! It has to be 9! Then why? Why isn't it opening? Now!
Oh, dagliele, per favore.
Oh, that was close. Too close. Thank you, Seven.
Don't mention it. Just one punch ain't enough for this piece of shit. After what he did 9 years ago, I ought to rip him to pieces. But if a suspect can't talk, they ain't much good. Once he's locked up in a cell, we're gonna have a little chat.
9 years ago? Then you must...
Yeah, you finally figured it out, dumbass.
Ace, you killed Kubota, Nijisaki, and Musashido, didn't you?
Wait, Nijisaki?
Oh, right. You don't know yet. All right. We'll just go through them in order then. Let's start off with Kubota. You talked to Kubota and managed to convince him to go into door 5 alone.
Sta cosa senza che lui sappia le cose delle altre route, secondo me non la poteva sapere mai nella vita. Cioè, è una cosa senza fondamento che lui gli abbia parlato per il fatto che poteva andare nella porta. Cioè, non c'è un fondamento.
Without making it look like you killed him. The way I figure it, you had 4 motives. 1. In the Nonary game, the number 9 is dangerous. Whoever had the 9 bracelet could join whatever team they wanted. Adding 9 to any number doesn't change the digital route, which means that number 9 could do whatever they wanted. You wanted to remove that threat as soon as possible. 2. You wanted the number 9 bracelet for yourself, so that you could make use of its power. In fact, you did use it in the murder of Nijisaki. 3. Even if his number hadn't been 9, Kubota was a problem. He knew your past. He knew what had happened 9 years before. You needed to silence him before he told any. 4. But last, and perhaps the most, you used Kubota as a test. You wanted to know how serious this Nonary
Che sono le stesse cose che ha detto nell'altra route lui.
Life or death, or simply a harmless... You convinced him to break the rules so you could see what would happen. That was why you killed Kubota. But he was only the first. Next was Nijisaki. While everyone was off looking for the missing parts for the red, you ran into Nijisaki near the big hospital. However, because of your prosopagnosia, you didn't realize he was Nijisaki, chiefly because when you met him, he was dressed like... That was why you thought Nijisaki was Snake.
No, that's not... That was Nijisaki? Why?
I'll get to that. Anyway, you thought he was Snake. Snake was one of the kids in your experiment 9 years ago. You remembered him because he was the blind kid, but his presence made you think. Snake was one of my subjects 9 years ago. he probably hates me.
Ed continuano ad essere le stesse cose che ha detto lui la volta scorsa, nell'altra route, quindi è molto probabile che sia perché se le stia ricordando, più perché lui ci stia arrivando.
But if that's true, why isn't he saying it? Is he keeping quiet because he can't see? Or perhaps he's working with Zero to get revenge on me. Whatever the reason, anyone who knows my past is a threat. Before he tries anything, I need to get rid of him. That was when you decided you had to kill him. The murder weapon was Kubota's bracelet. You just waved it over the red, verified your own number, and then grabbed Nijisaki's arm and forced it over. Then, when the door opened, you kicked him in. 9 seconds later, the door closed. And then 81 seconds passed, and poor Nijisaki was dead.
Povero non tanto.
Snake is still alive?
Sorry to disappoint you, but I'm as good as new. Thank you for killing the wrong man, but I can't say I like knowing that you wanted me dead. Although, to be honest, even if
pollo me lo fai
you
domani allora?
I would still hate you very much.
Well, I wouldn't blame you.
Last but not least, let's talk about Musashido's death. When Clover and I were investigating the chart room, you came over to talk to me. Do you remember what you said?
Oh, a pocket watch. Might I take a...
I handed it to you, and you left the room. You had been in charge of the Nonary project. Of course, you would have known the solution to every puzzle, which would mean that you also knew how to get out of the wheelhouse. All you had to do was place the watch in the indentation on the door to unlock it. With the door open, you could enter the captain's quarters. Musashido was there. Conveniently placed next to him was an axe that practically begged you to keep. You picked up that axe and buried the blade deep in the other man's chest.
Ma per quale motivo? Cioè, come l'ha riconosciuto che era lui?
One blow was all it took. And then you returned to the chart room as if nothing had happened.
There was something I wanted to speak with you about, Junpei. Could you...
I had no reason to say no, so when we stepped inside, remember how you slipped your hand into my... You pulled out a piece of paper, the one I used to cheat during the vote. But that wasn't really what you were after. Your true purpose had been to slip the watch into my pocket. It wasn't a very good plan. Had way too many holes, and someone saying the wrong thing could have brought it all down around you. You must have been desperate. But what made you willing to risk it all to do? Ace, Musashido's murder is the only one I don't understand. You obviously did it.
Because of this.
What's with the paper?
Just...
Let's see. Number 1. There are 2 ways you might survive this ordeal. The first is to win the Nonary game. The second is for you to confess your sins of 9 years. I've prepared a camera in the captain's quarter. The images captured by that camera will be streamed through a satellite and distributed across. Simply look into the camera and once you have confessed everything, I will release you from this To make your confession more credible, I have left you a witness in the captain's quarter. Perhaps he will confess with you. The decision is yours. Do as you please.
Ok.
0.
When I awoke in that room on D, I found that in my pocket. That was why I chose door 1 when we voted. If I went through that door, I knew I could get to the captain's court. As you said, I knew how to enter the wheelhouse. My plan was to find the pocket watch before anyone else. If I could, then my alibi would be set. At least, that was the plan. Unfortunately for me, you got to it first. That sleight of hand was the best I could manage on short notice.
You meant to kill him from the beginning then? Musashido, I mean.
I only knew Musashido was the witness after I reached the captain's quarter. I asked him, and he answered. He seemed groggy. Perhaps he had only just awoken from sedation. I suppose Nijisaki was in much the same state. He seemed confused and disoriented when I encountered him. But yes, you are correct. I intended to kill him from the beginning, even though I didn't know who he was. I proceeded to the captain's quarters in order to remove this so-called witness.
Ace, you figured it out. You were being manipulated.
Yes, so it would seem. I was little more than a puppet. In many ways. Everywhere I went, everything was already prepared. The Reds in the large hospital room were dismantled. Nijisaki was dressed like Snake. There was an axe in the captain's quarters. Musashido was delirious from the anesthetic, so he couldn't fight back. Nijisaki as well. In retrospect, I can't understand how I could have fallen into such a... But yes. Yes. This was a trap. It was Zero's trap. And I fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. I did everything he wanted me to.
Yeah. By manipulating you, Zero was able to kill 3 people and keep the blood off his own hand. All of this was revenge for what happened 9 years ago. That's why this Nonary game happened. Am I right, Santa?
Huh? What the hell are you talking about? I don't...
Ain't no point trying to play dumb anymore, Santa. Actually, I guess I should call you Aoi Kurashiki. My memory came back to me, kid. You're Aoi Kurashiki. No doubt about it. Never thought I'd be back in this room talking to you. But hey, I guess this was all part of your plan, right? After all, the person who planned the Nonary game this time around was Zero. And Zero's you.
Invece sicuramente lui non è Zero, ma Zero è Akane.
Looks like you really do have your memories back, huh? Well, I guess there's no point in hiding it then, huh? Yeah, you got me.
Cioè sarebbe secondo me il plot twist è il fatto che non è lui quello che ha organizzato tutto, ma è la sorella.
Kids in the Nonary game 9 years ago. I made it out. So did Snake over there. But there's one thing... No, I guess there's 2 things you got wrong. Number 1, I ain't Zero.
E infatti.
Wait, what?
Sure, I was helping Zero out. But I'm really more of an assistant.
Quindi tecnicamente non era lui che ci uccideva nei finali, era lei. Quindi lei nei finali uccideva anche lui.
But an assistant's only.
Okay.
I didn't come up with all this. All I did was follow Zero's orders.
Then, if you're not Zero...
Calm down there, Junpei. Didn't I say you made one more mistake? Junpei, you just said all of this was revenge for what happened 9 years. That's why this Nonary game, but that's not it. Revenge isn't the only... There's another reason you guys were playing the Nonary game. To save someone. Right. You were brought here to help my sister, to save Akane.
What the hell are you talking about? Akane Kurashiki died 9 years ago in this room. I was there. What? What the hell? Where is she? Where's Akane? Oh, my head!
7! What the hell is...
I don't know, I just... Oh! I swear to God, my head feels like it's about to explode!
Scusa un attimo. Ok, no. Pensavo fosse entrato già.
What was the Nonary project? I'm sure you know already, but I'll tell you one more time. It was a project designed to test a particular phenomenon.
Però effettivamente è strano. Perché lui e sua sorella erano tutti e 2 insieme qui? Nella stessa facility? C'era una terza sorella, forse?
And what was that phenomenon? For 2 organisms to communicate with one another in the absence of physical contact. The morphogenetic field theory. Could human beings use these invisible fields to exchange information? That was what this experiment was conducted to determine. There were 2 separate locations. One was the Gigantic, and the other was a building in Nevada called Building Q. 9 children trapped in Building Q were faced with numerous puzzles. Copies of identical ones in a Gigantic. They were told to send their answers into the morphic field set and transmit them to their brothers and sisters on the Gigantic. The transmitters were put in Building Q, and the receivers were put on the Gigantic. Each sibling pair was supposed to be split up, but there was a mistake. Akane was a transmitter. She should have been in Building Q. However, for some reason, she was placed in the Gigantic with the receivers. Perhaps she was mistaken for someone who was supposed to be in Group A. Whatever the case, Akane ended up on the Gigantic. I think I've told you enough. You get it, don't you? I'm pretty sure you know where this is going,
Where what is going?
Don't play dumb. You know things you shouldn't. Things you couldn't.
Ok.
How did you know Ace had prosopagnosia? How did you know why Ace wanted to kill Kubota and how Nijisaki was killed?
Esattamente quello che stavo dicendo prima, il fatto che lui quelle cose non le possa neanche immaginare.
Surprised when you found out Ace was Hongo. And what about the coffin Snake was trapped in? How the hell did you open it?
Well, that's...
Ah, quindi il narratore non è Junpei, è un altro personaggio? Ah, forse sono io. Ok, mi stanno perdendo, però mi sta interessando la cosa. Ok.
Santa!
Chi era?
Pausa.
Yes.
Get up.
Era Gesinto, sicuro.
Hey, what's your plan, Santa? What are you doing?
Didn't I tell you? I'm Santa Claus. It's time for me to go make a wish come true.
Damn. Well, looks like this door isn't opening anytime soon.
Ok, la prossima è di nuovo è questa stanza qui da risolvere, ok. Poi ci saranno forse altri 2 novel e il finale. E mi sa che ci fermiamo appena inizia la nuova stanza.
So it would seem.
What the hell is Santa trying to do?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, what?
Have you considered where we are? There can really only be one thing Santa would do.
No, you can't be serious.
Junpei, can I borrow your pen and notebook?
Chissà perché non sta parlando più lui.
What the hell are you doing, Clover? Give me that!
What?
There's no other way?
It's okay.
Lotus.
Come on, you know we can't do that.
Don't give me that. I'm sure you'd love to get rid of me.
God damn it, you idiot! Without... if you're not... Look, it'd be bad, all right?
Bad?
If there weren't assholes like you around, I'd be out of a job.
Uh-huh.
Look, I'm just not leaving you behind, all right? End
Sì, è
of story.
vero. Anche se questa ship dove sono ora sta affondando tecnicamente, però va bene.
7.
He's right. I'm not leaving you either.
Me too.
You didn't honestly think I'd abandon you, did you?
You're all idiots.
Sicuramente c'era un modo per uscire da questa stanza. Una delle due porte presumibilmente c'è un modo per aprirsi e Akane l'ha visto. Quindi si è salvato in questo
That
modo.
being said, however, I doubt we would be able to open the door anyway, even if we were to leave Lotus.
Huh?
I trust you remember what happened to Ace? I couldn't see exactly what happened, but
Di nuovo? Ma perché ogni volta lo devi dire? È fissato.
I was able to guess what he was attempting to do earlier at the red.
Oh, yeah.
No! What is this? Why? The digital root should be 9! It has to be 9! Then why? Why isn't it open?
Just to see. Why don't we give it a shot?
Give it a shot.
Yes, that.
You were right.
It ain't opening.
But it did open 9 years ago. The digital root was 9 then, I'm sure of it.
You think maybe they changed the settings?
Perhaps.
Forse devono mettere tutti quanti i bracciali nel coso. Il 9 non sta per la radice quadrata, ma per i nuovi bracciali. 9 bracciali. Infatti per questo, se tecnicamente fa partire l'inceneritore e muoiono tutti quanti, può tecnicamente prendere i bracciali di tutti quanti e uscire. Ah, cane Vision. Ah, non l'avevo vista sta cosa qui. Quindi mi sa che lei è l'unica. Lei è l'unica che è riuscita nell'esperimento. Che ha guadagnato qualcosa tipo nel vedere nel futuro. Ok. Mi dispiace farlo, però la continuiamo la prossima volta. Forse domani non ci sono. Quindi martedì. Col nono episodio, così facciamo felice anche Gian, la nona parte. Quindi rimaniamo diciamo, con la suspense per 2 giorni. No, per forza, ma infatti anche se non lo finiamo mi faccio la solita cosa che faccio la sera, che continuiamo poi di sera. Perché lo dobbiamo finire con la nona parte, non me ne frega nulla. L'ha voluto Gian, lo facciamo. Comunque, allora, vediamo se effettivamente molti dei plot twist li abbiamo presi. Anche perché io sfortunatamente li prendo, però tecnicamente sono anche uno di quelli che fa un sacco di speculazioni, quindi è ovvio che ogni tanto ci prendo, perché se faccio 5 diciamo, teorie diverse, una di quelle prima o poi deve essere vera. Però vediamo, mi sta. Non vedo l'ora. Non vedo l'ora, manca davvero poco. Dai, perché così almeno mercoledì poi andiamo con Final Fantasy, vediamo quanto ci prende Final Fantasy, spero solo una live per prendere il platino e poi possiamo prendere subito con Virtue Last. Come che si chiama effettivamente? Virtue Last. Comunque l'altro Zero Escape. Last Dilemma forse? No, Zero Time Dilemma è l'altro. Questo invece si chiama, vediamo se ce l'ho qui. VLR, quindi Virtue Last Virtue's Last Reward, esatto, esatto. No, l'ho letto prima perché quando si avvia il gioco c'è la selezione anche dei due giochi, quindi c'era anche il titolo. Va bene, dai. Alla prossima con la fine di 999. Ah, vero, non l'ho visto che l'avevi iniziato, ho visto quello là di Andrea. Comunque dai, buona serata a tutti e due. Ciao ciao.